Impregnated. The issue of our kind, impregnating a victim, is yet another tool that exists within our manipulative toolkit to enable us to achieve our aims. I dare say some of you may find it abhorrent and reprehensible that such an act as conception and the bringing forth of new life should also fall within our repertoire of machinations. Others of you will not be surprised, long used to the notion that nothing is off limits to us. Everything is in play. As ever, the issue of impregnation and the forthcoming birth is very much something that is relevant to our kind, and as ever, I provide you with the brutal truth of how it is regarded by our kind, no matter how unpalatable it may be. There are several ways in which the act of conception, pregnancy, and the issue of children are used to further our dark agendas. 1. The promise. The promise to give you children at the early stage of the relationship is always done with a view to ensuring that you succumb to our seduction. See how committed we are to you? We want to have children with you. You, nobody else. What other commitment underlines and reinforces the strength of our desire to you? The joining of two people in love and creating a new life together is the epitome of commitment. How your eyes fill with joyous tears and that look of spreading delight crosses your face when you realize that this wonderful, brilliant, and magnificent person wants to have children with you. Whether it is impregnating you or us bearing your child, this promise is readily wheeled out in order to clinch the deal. What you should also have regard to, that expressing a desire to making you pregnant become pregnant by you, is actually all about reinforcing our dominance over you. From the male narcissistic perspective, the act of having you take our seed deep inside of you, subjugated to our desire to create new life, underlines our power. You are not only allowing us to enter your most private of places, but you are allowing us to deposit our very essence there as well. To us, this is the ultimate act of conquest. We have vanquished all resistance, and there, deep in your sacred and intimate place, we have placed ourselves. From the female perspective, the act of becoming pregnant by you underlines how we have subsumed you into us. We have engulfed you and drawn that which defines you into our very deepest of places. We have similarly conquered you. Not only is this promise made early in the seduction, it will be made irrespective of existing children we may have and that you may have. In our minds, they are all just tests demonstrating our fertility for this most supreme of acts, the union of you and I. If we are considerably younger than you and you are female, aware of the ticking of the biological clock, this promise of wanting to impregnate you will be used as a golden carrot to dangle in front of you. You are on the cusp of being barren. Sterile years may well beckon, and here we are, youthful, virile, fertile, ready to not only give you our perfect love, but to offer that perfect love by way of impregnating you. It is a powerful and irresistible promise, which many find exhilarating and captivating. Add to this mix any existing issues in terms of trying to conceive or give birth, and this vulnerability will be exploited even further. We want to give you what you want, only because it will give us what we want. This promise will be launched at you from early on, and will initially seem like a loving and romantic comment to make, but it is one that is born out of the need to dominate and conquer. It is a promise that will be made good for the second reason. 2. Binding. There is no better way to bind you to us than the issue of children. The creation of children means that you are far less likely, and indeed, in many cases unable, to escape us. You want the perfect image of a family, and with someone who has arrived with such a glorious love for you. Who better than us to have children with? We know that because as an emphatic person, you will dedicate yourself to their upbringing, and therefore allow us to reduce our own involvement, save when it suits us. As you know, when you need support, we are invariably found to be lacking. We choose children as a means of tying you tight to us, ensuring you will provide plenty of fuel for us, and that you have a huge obstacle in your way when it comes to trying to escape us. We have no desire to have children with you because of anything to do with you. We are using you as an incubator. We are like the insect which arrives and lays its eggs in another host, causing them to do all the hard work. Once those eggs hatch, you will be consumed, cast aside, just as that insect would with the empty husk of the carrier whose role has been completed. You are an appliance that supplies fuel. You are an appliance which is there to carry our offspring, leaving us free to cultivate other fuel sources. You will receive little or no help from us, or be doted on, dependent on whether the pregnancy remains in the golden period. Whichever it is, we expect you to bring forth our issue without complication or problem, because these children are required for the third and fourth reasons. 3. Pawns. What better device to use as a means of triangulation than one's own children? These pawns are used in the ongoing competition with you. I love you more than Mummy. You know that, don't you? I'm your favourite, aren't I? Let's not tell Daddy about this. Mummy doesn't really love you, but I do. Such utterances are issued in order to ensure the children understand who's their master and commander. They will be used to provide us with fuel as they find themselves involved in our manipulations, but more than anything else, they are a necessary and brilliant device that is used to triangulate with you as our prime victim. I will let you, but Daddy won't. Isn't Mummy grumpy today? Here, take this money, but don't tell your mother. Aren't you happy you look just like me? Your parenting of these children will be questioned. What you once did so well will become the subject of scrutiny and criticism. Any perceived failure on the part of the advancement of these children in education, popularity, sport, and social competence will be laid at your door. You have failed them. This heartless and savage criticism, attacking your competency as a parent, is a fantastic method of causing you to spill fuel. All the while, to the outside world, we will appear the doting dad, the marvellous mother, the perfect parent. Little does the facade reveal of the tyrannical reign that emerges behind that closed door. The tears and the sobbing never cross the threshold. 4. Legacy. We wish to live forever. Someone as brilliant as ourselves deserves this. And children provide the ideal conduit for securing that legacy. Our magnificence lives on through the accomplishments and achievements of children. He gets his brains from me. Yes, I was a champion sprinter as well. He has inherited my artistic side. I always knew he would follow me into the profession. It is the good genes I gave her. I always knew she would be a brilliant swimmer. The child never achieves anything. We cause those achievements. The credit will always be hoovered up by us, sucking the admiration and fuel from onlookers as we grasp the glory and seize it for ourselves. We never give credit to anybody else, and we make no adjustment to this selfishness with our children. They are just a further extension of ourselves, little mirrors. We attached you to us as an extension, but we actually created these extensions. That is how powerful we consider ourselves to be. We believe the children are the future, our future.